Hi, I'm Snoopy. I'm the Pittsburgh owner, and I have no, I don't fucking know, man.
I'm keeping that. I am keeping that. Welcome to the Face-Off Circle. I'm your host, Dark Calypso, and with me this week is Weigel, Snoopy, the owner of Pittsburgh, Stylz, the owner of Minnesota now, and as usual, actually not usual, but when he can, Dugan. This week we're going to be going over week 4. We're at the halfway point now, so we're probably going to be talking a lot more about all-star games, as well as what the second half of the season is really going to look like. So the first question on the block is going to be, which teams do you guys think have a chance of recovering going into the second half of the season? We'll start with Snoopy.
What was the question again? Oh, yeah. Well, I think Minnesota and Nashville, if they kind of do some appropriate trading, I guess you can call it, since they've gone combined 21 wins between the two, they could go somewhere. I don't see, for some strange reason, San Jose going very far. Tampa Bay, yeah, I traded them Kanji and Kaz and KSI, and I got Pat and Minor Mounier 66 in return. They could come up. I mean, Kanji's a hell of a defenseman. Kaz is a great goalie. It all depends on who they play with, I suppose. The Atlantic Division, that's just going to be a 5-team battle, really. But for turning it around, I have a feeling Chicago's going to start going down. And that's pretty much Edmonton. I can't really help very much. I mean, I guess their management, one part of it anyway, doesn't understand some things, maybe. Not sure, but I don't think they're going to go anywhere either. That's pretty much all I can say about that.
I think that Minnesota could come around because they're getting really good players through these trades that's going through, and they look like they're going to turn around. I don't know about playoffs.
All right.
I don't want to sound like I'm rooting for my own team. I should be as owner, but I don't want to sound like I'm favoriting. But I do think that our team has a really good chance to turn it around, because we got 2 solid goaltenders with that we picked up in the last few days with Saber and Goddank. They both played amazing. We got some really good players, like Denham's back. We got him through trades. All around, just been a pretty good week, and I think we can do it. It is going to be tough, but I don't expect it to be that easy. I think a lot of the teams that are lower in the rankings will be moving up higher very soon.
Dude.
Well, yeah, definitely Minnesota's going to be turning things around because of all the players they're picking up. I think if you start Saber 7 games a week, I think that's probably 6 wins a week, if that. And if you play Almo a lot more at forward, he's going to put up a lot of points on your team if you put him with a good line. But whoever said they don't think you're going to make the playoffs, only 2 teams from each conference don't. And I'm pretty sure Minnesota can pull it around that much to make it in. Next question. What players are you guys surprised to see higher up in the point scoring sheets halfway through the year?
I'm not allowed to answer any questions until I ask Calypso. So, Snoopy.
Who am I surprised to see? What? Where? At the top?
Up higher in the point production part of the league, you know? Like a player you weren't expecting to be up there, but he is.
Smiley Crew. He's 53 points, 19 games. You know, wasn't expecting that. I knew what he was all about, and got the hits going on there too. So he's doing something right, or I am, one of the two. I can't really say I'm surprised or not surprised to see 90% of the first page. That's just normal.
You're not surprised to see me up there?
Not really, no. I mean, you're a good player.
I'm blushing.
You're
Yeah, what's up, guys?
well. I mean, you're a good player. It's just you have the proper team that you wanted to help you. So it's not like last season where you had, make magic. This year you have players that are helping you in every direction you look at. You have, Chislett, and don't know the rest of your team, but I'm not really surprised to see you up there, to be honest with you. 15th, Deke, Voodoo, they're all just normal. Fournier, I already knew would be up there. JV, he was up there last year too.
Weigel, you're up.
I'm not really surprised about the players because mostly the players that are up there are really good. Like there's nothing really surprising to me. It's just the normal people that I would usually see, like Axby and all of them up there.
Stylz.
Nobody really surprises me to see them up there as well. Like Hopkins, of course, he's up there. He's a really good player. Same with Haxby. And I heard Dugan kind of second-guessed himself. He was surprised that Snoopy didn't find him surprised to be up there, and I don't really find him surprised either. He's a great player, and honestly, he could execute if he's with the good line, and that's what makes a really good player, is the fact that they can make stuff happen. So, yeah.
What does everybody think? Which players is everybody looking forward to seeing in the All-Star game? Snoopy.
The people that deserve to go. That's about all I can say to that. I have nothing more to add in regards to the All-Star game and who's going and who's not.
All right.
I think it was
Weigel?
done unfairly.
I'm just looking forward to the Eastern Center because, these guys are really skilled. Prime time, 15th. The voting, the voting was kind of like last season where it was kind of mostly it was people voting for popularity. They have to try to change that, but I'm looking forward to the Eastern Centers, just whoever's there.
I'm actually looking forward to see a lot of talent up there, like Haxby, Hopkins. I'm looking forward to see a lot of those guys up there because they all really deserve it. They've had really strong seasons. But it does also come down to I watched a podcast from week 3, and you guys mentioned how it's also a bit of a popularity contest, which does go into it. Which means that some of the players that should be up there, because they have an amazing amount of points in so little few games, yet they aren't really that known, so they won't really get that many votes. So, really, it's more or less
right.
the usual Hopkins and Haxby who will pretty much run the show, I believe.
Well, my only thing about All-Star voting is I think it is still a popularity contest. I mean, I'm the leading left winger in the East right now, and I'm behind by 15 votes.
All right, Dugan, you have
it is
another
a spot to
question
bitch. Maybe if you give me a minute to think of one, unless you have one.
I've touched upon this a couple of times in the past, but now it's become a real issue. There's been a ton of voters stepping down. It's completely devastating our league all across the board. What can we do to prevent owners from stepping down? Or do you have any suggestions for people who are thinking about stepping down to try and convince them otherwise? Start with Weigel this time.
Well, there's nothing really you could do about owners stepping down. It's based on their discretion and everything. Because you can have the best team, and if say something happens, then you have to step down. I mean, there's really nothing you can do about it. And a suggestion would, I really have no suggestions to say because it's based on their discretion on what they want to do.
It's kind of like a tough thing here, because you definitely don't want owners to step down, because when that costs players from the league, we also have to find people to replace the owners, which can be difficult. Like I'm our team's third owner, and we just hit halfway through the season. But you can't really you can try best to get them to stay, but there's no guarantee that it will actually work, because like Weigel said, it's all their discretion. It's what they want to do. If they know that they're going to get blacklisted, yet if they really feel that strongly that they need to step down and want to just completely give up on something that they started and quit, then it's kind of what you have to let them do, and then eventually they'll come back. And if you have someone take over and they end up, say, making the playoffs with a crap team, which and then they'll be thinking, well, I could have done something with that team, so stepping down and wasting the season. It's
not really nothing you can really do about it. I mean, it's all about what they think they can handle and what they can't, and if they don't believe they can handle being an owner in any league,
alright, Dugan.
well, then so be it. You know, what can you do?
My only thing I really have to say is, if you become an owner, just be prepared to take on the things that come with being an owner. A lot of people underestimate how much shit we as owners go through sometimes, and all the team drama and the, just people threatening to leave or retire or be traded. I mean, it's hell. I mean, we do this as a hobby, but it turns into a fucking nightmare sometimes. And, for you to quit.
You can't hate them if they quit just because they were losing.
Obviously, real life is more important than an online league, so I can't really hate you.
Depends on how they quit.
Yup. Glass slide.
Still bringing that up. I was like the only one who never got to see that post. I literally went on the website about 2 minutes after he got blacklisted.
I think Weaver still has it. He has everything.
Yeah, a lot of people need to pay
and this is
more
an
attention
announcement
to
for
the
all
trading
other
block.
owners who like to
I
blow
don't
up
put
my
any
inbox every
players there
single
unless
day.
I actually want to trade.
Nobody on my team is up for trade right now.
So, this is more of an owner concern. So, Weigel won't be checking in on this question. But, so the bidding forum has become kind of its own battlefield lately. I know that the commissioners kind of added a new rule to kind of regulate it a little bit, but it's become kind of this underhanded game of sniping and counter sniping and running players up and just all kinds of dirty tactics for what should be a simple free agent pool. Why do you guys think this has happened, and what do you think we could do to kind of make it more friendly for people who are actually trying to be acquired? Go Stylz.
Okay, first off, I noticed that when I was actually bidding on people, that where you're supposed to put the increment value, people are actually typing in words and posting it to talk to each other.
Yeah, it's
one
okay.
guy actually,
this is,
actually, I don't want to.
Everybody is 16
I don't want to say any
plus.
language here,
You
but
can
somebody
say
actually
any
said
words you want.
He called everybody. I don't know what to say for it, but is it okay if I just say it? Or
swearing
actually,
is permitted.
Aster is the word that's never supposed to be said. Thank you.
Okay, yeah,
Except
that's
for that
good,
one
true.
that you're not supposed to never say.
Voldemort. Okay, yeah. So when he won, it was actually on the BSB guy. I guess he got blacklisted on another account and tried to sign back up, and everybody was bidding on him. And honestly, I kind of just joined in because everybody's going 10 mil almost on him, so I thought he must have been good. But when everybody tried to bid on him, right when I hit 10 million, someone thought they won, so he kept on posting, "Yeah, I got him, bitches, I won." He kept on taunting and stuff like that. And so I personally think they should make it so you can't type any letters into where you're supposed to put the increment value, because that's just unsportsmanlike if you're just going to taunt people into thinking you can't get caught. And also, if someone's going to try to run them up, I think the commissioners should actually, not commissioners in general, but somehow make sure that they would need or be able to use the player.
Snoopy?
before they'd be able to bid on him?
Well, for one, the people running up players obviously have no class whatsoever. Regardless, it's pointless, it's useless, and they don't even want to use that player. They just want to make you spend your money, as Stylz said. As for what we can do to fix it, well, there's lots we can do. We can just completely change the code of the players or teams, owners, I guess it would be, bidding, and make them suffer with who they have. If it's one of their buddies that's, joining in, say Dugan, he's just joined because Calypso wants him. And Stylz decides I'm going to bid you up just because you want him. And, just change his code and all the bids just become invalid. It's kind of sad how people are in regards to the bidding. I mean, I read those things that Stylz was saying too, and I was just laughing. I almost put a bid in there. I'm like, you guys are immature. And I just said, you know what? Nah, not my problems. I mean, I respect the league. I respect the commissioners. I respect people that are doing it, but immaturity plays its role, I suppose. And then, well, the rest be told.
Well, I think sniping and counter sniping play off of people bidding people up. It's all a big pattern. Just don't bid on people that you don't plan on wanting to have on your team. It's pointless. All you're doing is hurting the development of the league and other teams. You're making there be less competition. You're making other owners want to quit because you're making them rip their hair out because they can't get a player for under $5 million, and it's retarded. That's what leads to sniping. I've done it myself. That's the only way you can get these guys when they're getting run up is you have to try to snipe. But then everybody starts doing it, and you're getting like 5 bids, 6 bids in like a matter of 3 seconds when the bid runs out.
All right.
And it's unnecessary, and the league doesn't need it. It's just more hurting, the ownership, making more people want to quit. About.
Snoopy.
Oh no! Wait, no. Never mind.
I'll ask it. What do you guys think about the crash and burn of the New York Islanders lately?
Well, I don't even know what happened.
They lost all their management.
I don't know why it happened.
Weigel, what do you think?
Well, I need some time to think about that.
Well, be honest. Was it because your team was not good?
It's not that.
Then why would your ownership and management all quit? I mean, I talked to Nair, and Nair said the reason he stepped down as owner was because all of his management stepped down on him, and he couldn't run a team by himself.
I had to step down for more personal reasons. Like, it wasn't really a step down because the team sucked. We still have like around 40 points. I mean, that's good. Why would I step down for that?
Weigel, if you're trying to get pussy, we all understand.
No. Here. I'm looking at my team right now. We have 40 points. We're 18, 19, and 4. I mean, that's not the worst. That's not the worst, but it's not the best. The message I sent him was that because I had more personal reasons to do, because school and stuff is coming, like, I'm in the second trimester for my school, and I need to do better grades. Like, I can't just... It's stressing me out, too.
I'm so stressed that my hair's falling out.
I'm getting stressed out from everything that's going on around me. So that's why I just decided to step down as just a regular player, because I was getting stressed out from everything that's going on.
I have a very beautiful chin. It's sexy.
Derek, from the look of your picture, you don't have much hair on your head to begin with, but it looks like you have a lot on your chin.
No comment. Yeah, I just want that set aside.
I have the next question. What is your guys' opinion on this player named Datsuk going all over the forums and just posting rude...
Oh my god, get rid of him!
I have so much to say.
Comments on every single post he possibly can. And then on Xbox Live, he trash talks everybody he's with, uses completely absurd words.
All right. Stylz,
I don't get why he's still in the league. I know for a fact he's gotten multiple warnings. But
Suicide
he's
by
still here.
cop. Suicide.
I
by
have
cop.
so much to say about that kid. It's unbelievable.
I have only one thing to say about that. King Hockey Puck.
Well, let's not have death by cop here, or whatever the fuck you call it. Suicide by cop.
Okay. I just want to say I actually did reply to one of Datsuk's posts about 10 minutes ago before we started this. But I personally do not like Datsuk since I met him in training camp, and I'm fine if people know that. But what he has to learn is that the fact that he said something about Haxby should be called Shitsby or something, and he's saying that he's better than Haxby. Honestly, that's a load of shit. Haxby's played phenomenal all year. Datsuk's he's played a good season. Don't get me wrong, but not up to the standards that I think would be for the All-Star game. And also the fact that he's trash talking on forums and he's telling people to vote for him still. He's not going to make he's not All-Star material. He's done shit with sportsmanship, and honestly, he's probably the most scumbag in the league, in my opinion.
If I recall one post, he was trash talking a new sign-up who was trying to get his name out there.
Yep.
And
that's one I was about to reply on last night, and then I just kind of forgot about it. I just pulled back, and then he trash talked again on the All-Star thing about Haxby, so I just lost it.
Yeah, and I think someone tried standing up for this new guy, and then Datsuk said something about this guy being a fat video gaming nerd trying to be a hero on a fake forum who's other things I don't want to say. But yeah, I don't get why he's here.
I just want to say one thing. Datsuk, if you watch this, if you're saying he's trying to be a hero over a video game, you stop trying to be cool over the fucking internet. It's not cool, and you never will make any friends that way if you try to act cool. I'm sorry.
We understand you have no friends in real life.
This is
but
my only reply
there's no
to
reason
your
to take it out
apology
on regular
for
people
your
who's trying
language.
to have fun.
Fuck you, you get.
And Calypso, excuse my language there. Because honestly, I know Ben might watch this, so I try to hold back. I have so much to say about that kid.
Next question! Next question.
Okay.
Next question.
Alright, second half of the season's coming up.
I'm sorry.
We got a lot of games ahead of us, and a lot of things can change.
I'll just mute my mic.
What do you think is going to be the biggest changes coming in the second half of the season? Weigel. I mean, any kinds of changes.
Big change. I'm not expecting any really big changes.
That are going to come
Like,
up.
what do you mean by changes?
Positions
like
that are going
league
to
changes
shift,
or team
teams that are going
changes?
to dominate their divisions instead. We still have
Like
a lot of
standing
divisional games to go.
changes or
Yeah. I'm not really expecting any changes to like website wise, like rule changes. I'm not really expecting anything new until next season. But for standings, the only team I'm really watching right now is Minnesota because they're getting all these players and they're gonna try to get out of this hole that they're in. They can do it if they just keep trying, and that's the only team I'm really looking at because I've been watching them the whole season. I've been seeing them go up and down and up and down, and then it just went down, down, and down. So.
The biggest change I'm going to see in the second half of this SHL, I have just a bizarre feeling that Detroit is going to be forced to be reckoned with once they calm down and get everything organized. I can't say much for Edmonton and San Jose. Montreal, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay might go do something, but not enough. But I definitely see those people, that team that's right behind me.
Now that you mentioned that, I actually plan on trying to be a commissioner next season.
Some good damage, I think. And we also need more commissioners in the SHL. Well,
yeah, sort of me and Snoopy. Well, maybe Snoopy.
it'll It all depends on how this season goes. I mean, if the Pittsburgh Penguins just plummet to the bottom of the earth, then possibly, but I don't think that's going to happen. And as for next season, I think what they should have is 6 commissioners or 6 staff of some sort. 3 during game time, 2 during the day, like from in the morning-ish to afternoon, and then 1 overnight. This way everything can be, updated promptly and not have to wait till someone's done work. I understand King Hockey Puck's got a job now and it can't take up his time in the SHL, but JV and I believe the Scarpa has offered to help.
right,
I've offered
Stylz.
to help. I don't know about Dugan and if anyone else has, but there's so much help out there and yet no questions get asked. So Strudel, you are the boss. Do something.
I do expect some changes in the standings. I do think my team's going to pull it around. We've been doing well lately. We actually are only 4 points out of a playoff spot now, so that's pretty good. But for rule changes and stuff, I don't really find that much of a difference. But I do think I forget who brought it up just a minute ago, but for commissioners and stuff, I actually had 2 trades that went in about 4 days ago, and they haven't moved rosters yet, and we're kind of waiting because we want to put them in the lineups, but I want to make sure that they go through first. And really, I just expect it to be a really good season. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot closer in the end than what people think it will be.
Well, the only real big changes I see happening are Pittsburgh falling off.
Hey, come on now.
I don't know. I think a huge second half of the season's about to come out of Philly and New Jersey, though. And if the Islanders can get their ownership situation and management situation figured out, I think even they could possibly catch the Penguins in our division. Minnesota in your whole conference, I think by the end of the season you'll have caught up to Nashville and quite possibly past them. And those are the only real big changes I see coming. I don't see any big rule changes or nothing like that coming on. One change I would like to see, though, this is to Strudel. Yeah,
Anybody else have any other
have some
questions?
owners meetings, please. They'll help the league a lot, and it'll stop a lot of the
If
bullshit
not, we're
that's
going to
going
move
on.
on to Ask Calypso. Alright, we're moving on to Ask Calypso then. We'll go around the table and you guys can ask me questions. We'll start with Weigel. How about we never start with you, because you're on the fucking show all the time. Alright, Snoopy.
Why don't we start with Dugan?
Yeah, start with Dugan.
What? Stylz.
I don't have to think about it, so someone else can go.
Okay.
God damn it!
Same here, Dugan. Go ahead. Said same here, Dugan. Go ahead.
Minnesota's definitely turning it around.
I'm just to ruin
that's
Dugan's
without a
day.
doubt.
I'm going to ask a question so he's not first.
But,
What
anybody could have told
what
you
team
that.
do you expect to see a big turnaround in their play and how they look on the standings?
yeah, we also said a lot of positive things at the very beginning of the season, so, yeah.
I just
waiting
like
for
hearing
San
after all the
Jose to
negative things earlier in the season.
Stop sucking.
No, but like not from here, but like,
I've
just in
played
general.
just about
Other
everybody
teams.
on my team I've played with personally,
players.
and they're all good in their own right. Don't understand what the fuck's wrong with the team.
I know we shut them out 8-0.
They play with each other all the time. There's chemistry's supposed to be there. They just collapse.
Well, then your team's skill level's lacking then. I mean, personally from playing San Jose, whenever I play them, the defense seems like they have a thumb up their butt when I skate into the zone. That's just my own personal opinion.
Or maybe they're like me and they're good at playing their position. Like I'm actually good at forward in like club. But meanwhile, whenever I go to play forward in or when I used to play forward in SHL, I would turn into
Alright, so Dugan,
a
now I'll
terrible
give
player.
you a chance.
I don't know why. I just couldn't play forward in the SHL. Be at club I could. maybe that's just the type of thing that they are experiencing.
She's fine. That's not a leading question. It's consuming all of my time.
I have a menage a
Your point
trois
being-
of questions here. First of all, how's the girlfriend? How you doing? Come on, dear.
Dead last.
She's fine. Number 2, how's work?
Yep.
You doing
That's
good?
the way it's looking right now.
That's no fun at all.
What?
And number 3, where do you plan on finishing in the standings this season?
Snoopy the dog or
Dead
the
last?
defenseman? The dog? Snoopy's
Oh my
fucking awesome,
God.
dude.
I got one
I
more
used to
question.
watch those cartoons
If you
when I
want,
was a kid.
What do you think of Snoopy?
I am far beyond a child at this point.
The dog.
How about the what?
You mean you're not a kid?
I'm in my mid-20s. What?
In fact, he's about to... No, I'm not going there.
That's the
That
same age.
is a San Jose personal matter. It has nothing to do with the rest of the league.
Oh, Calypso, I have one more question. Do explain your whole altercation with
He
DGK
can
Shady,
lick my
your
left testicle.
ex-manager.
Yeah,
Absolutely hairy.
Ouch.
you have to tell Dugan he's part of the paparazzi.
Yep.
Is it hairy or shaved?
What do you
You
willing to give
answered
me?
that, but you
I need a goalie.
You answer that, but you won't answer the question about San Jose.
Well, then that seemed kind of pointless
what
on
do you
your
want
end,
for
huh?
Shady?
$3 million?
Well, I only have 2, and I'm not giving you either one of them. And well, I don't have any salary to spend, so yeah.
Kid's great and all. I don't have anything against him. It's just
No, not really. I don't even, how much is Shady worth? Okay, well, never mind. Sorry, Shady, I love you, but can't have you.
being a kid doesn't make him
Position
bad.
is shady.
I'm going to explain this to everybody in the league, alright?
He's right there.
Some children, yes.
Well, you see,
can
there's the
definitely get
issue
away with saying
in your own
they suck
sentence. You
because
just
they're
proved
children,
why he was
but
not good. You said
have
the
to
word.
give them all the benefit of the
kid.
doubt at first. Some of them can surprise you.
Actually,
Shady is incredibly mature for his age. He does a relatively good job. The only problem I had with him is the fact that he never double checked his work. So I had to do all the double checking, which I might as well just have done the stuff myself at that point.
I agree.
He's a really good, smart kid. You know, it sucks that, you know, he took my rage-induced 60
Well, you
hours
got,
without
for
sleep.
Shady, he was
mind.
my
Decided to run
AGM
with
last
it
year, and
when
you
I
just have to
called
keep
him,
him out. He's a
basically,
good,
I called him
smart kid.
worthless because
He's-
Wait,
I
how
have
old is
to
he?
do it
I mean,
way more shit, and he just makes it harder for me. Yeah, it's
well,
only for
just so
new
everybody
members.
knows, Dugan got a front row seat when this
Yep.
happened, and it was pretty funny.
He's 14.
But whatever happened to the under 16-year-old rule that I thought was going to be enforced this season?
That's only for new members.
On Shady was here last season.
How old is
He's
Shady?
the only
Like, is he,
14-year-old in the league last time I checked.
14?
I thought he was like 9.
14's not that bad. I mean,
No, it's not. It's just, over Xbox you sound a lot younger.
He's probably
Yeah.
the smartest 14-year-old in the league as we speak. He gets frustrated.
Are you saying you don't like Ben?
Who's Ben?
Ben's, I don't think he's 14. I think
Well, he's got to be somewhere close to that.
Oh wait, that's
he's way younger than you.
Ash or something like that. I
Yeah.
think he's 15.
Oh, he's
But-
gotta be younger than that.
Nope. He's about 15 years old. Maybe even 13, but I'm pretty sure he told me 15 last year.
So are you saying even though
Can't
he's
say
older,
that.
his maturity level doesn't pass Shady's?
No. Shady is one smart kid, and outside
Well-
the SHL, and after he grows up a little,
Not without
he'll
an
go far.
extensive support staff where he's
Are we
at
talking
right
like
now.
presidential fire or like Hitler fire?
I think he'll probably own his own business, is what I think. On what? I don't know, but
Or who knows? Maybe he'll be like King Hockey Puck and run his own league.
I just
no.
wanna say-
If I could have had Shady on my team,
Well, unfortunately,
as I
he
said,
doesn't
was
want to play on my team
last
anymore,
year,
so...
and he listens to directions very well. Sometimes you have to give him that extra boost and extra pointers, but other than that,
Well, he already blocked me
You'd be-
and
you'd be
removed
dumb
me
to
from
trade him.
Xbox Live, so it's really difficult to talk to him.
So resolve the issue. I've already had this situation twice this season where I traded away a player who a day
Honestly,
later
you
was
guys can't take
perfectly
anything
fine
I
again.
say today for any value right now. I've been awake for 60,
he
Oh.
does.
62
Well,
hours now
DGK,
without
if you're
any
listening,
sleep.
be mature like you normally do.
I can't fall asleep. I need
Not
I
at
need
all.
a bottle of sleeping pills. That's what I need.
You want a cookie?
Why?
I can't fall asleep. That's the beauty of it all.
You want a cookie?
I try to go to sleep.
I don't think
close
he
my
needs a
eyes for
cookie.
like 5 minutes,
62
and then
hours for
I
sleep.
wake up.
But you don't drive to the drugstore, dude. That's bad.
I don't
You'll
do
be like, what
crystal
if you
meth.
fall asleep?
All right, Snoopy, do you have a question?
Calypso, what did I tell you about smoking that crystal meth?
Hey, gentlemen, I gotta move forward. I gotta get going.
Well, first off, I'd start
my,
by.
que- my question to you is: if you were the commissioner of the
What?
SHL and the site founder, what would you do, and what would you
No, I'm
change?
not starting campaign ads. I'm
make
not
this
trying to
league
usurp anyone.
better?
Now, I'm going to say this before I even start. Yes, I realize
Are we
if
starting
I think I could
campaign
do
ads
better,
already?
I should make my own league. Yes, King. I've heard you say that
Might
Are
as
we
well.
starting campaign ads for next season already?
I completely understand where you're coming from, but just hear me
Not
out.
yet.
First thing I would do is I would go through the commissioners and make sure all the commissioners have specific responsibilities and that they can follow through with those
Yeah,
responsibilities.
we've all
If
heard
they
that.
can't follow through with the responsibilities, I'd change commissioners until I found a set of people that can follow the responsibilities henceforth. I would have one commissioner to oversee all the commissioners, to make sure that all the commissioners are doing their jobs. Then one commissioner that handles the Eastern Conference, any conflicts whatsoever that may happen between teams. One commissioner for the Western Conference to handle conflicts and whatnot. One commissioner for cross-conference conflicts. Specifically, only when Eastern and Western teams are facing and there's an altercation of some sort. Somebody's breaking a rule, somebody does something wrong, or they're not entering stats properly. The commissioners that handle the conflicts also handle the enterings of the games to make sure that they're accounted for. Then from there, the commissioners have a support staff of one guy who handles scheduling. He would write the schedule for the following seasons and handle all the reschedules for teams as they have to change their schedules due to missing games or special events. One commissioner that handles just trading. All he handles is trading, so he takes out all the trade requests and moves all the players. And then one last commissioner for handling roster movements, adding and dropping players, the free agency, changing players' positions, and that's it. 7 total commissioners, one leading 6 that each have a specific job, so this way none of them are overwhelmed, and the thing should work like a well-oiled machine. From there, owners would have to be approved by the commissioners as a whole, not just by the head commissioner. Like, as a council, they would have to decide if a person is responsible enough for what they know
Okay.
to handle ownership. So this way we can avoid future droppers, like people who just can't handle the pressure or just don't have the fortitude to handle it when their team isn't capable of winning. So this way, the teams have solid owners, ownership isn't changing constantly, and we don't have teams that are constantly breaking apart and have to be completely rebuilt all throughout the season. That's my 2 cents right there. Personally, the way I think free agency should work is via waivers rather than through bidding.
Next question.
The teams with the
what do you think of
lowest
continuous
value
24-hour bidding when we're halfway
doing
through the season?
worst should
And,
get first
yeah.
picks on players through a waiver system. What? Not necessarily. If you follow my format, the guy who handles free agency would be in charge of maintaining the waivers.
So we need more commissioners.
Okay. I don't know what I can do right now to help you guys with that, because I work
pretty much
from 3:30 to midnight
2 are
every
in school
day.
and 1's working. So during the day, there's no one available.
Maybe if they can find the people who have the time and they can trust them, because being a commissioner is a big responsibility. So
No, we don't want you to help. I want your opinion on whether we should have more, even though we're halfway through the season. Okay, now last question. Do you think, because it was voted on by the players last year, I suppose, or the beginning of this year, do you think
as long
owners
as they don't
now,
handle conflicts
who are willing to
and like the game
give their
entering,
time and help
I think
out,
it should be fine.
maybe not be a
Like,
quote-unquote commissioner, but
for example,
be some sort of assistance and own their team at the same time?
Say I'm running a team, but I was also the scheduling commissioner, so I would handle the schedule at the same time as running my own team. I don't think that'd be too bad of an idea, but at the same time, I realize we're kind of at this point where good owners are really hard to come by, so we might have to revoke the rule that we made last season that commissioners can't be owners. Or at least we need to have a few dedicated commissioners that can't own teams for the purposes of being unbiased. Well, that's pretty easy.
I
easy
think
to
if
handle.
commissioners do
If you
become
just
owners
make it
again
so
next
the
season,
commissioner
that
can't do anything
just to be
in the
safe and
conference
sorry,
that
there needs to
he's
be sort of
associated
checks
with,
and balances system going on to prevent any type of,
or
I don't want to say cheating.
Dating work. I did suggestion to someone in regards to the commissioner owner thing. You know how the Steelers that are making all the trade approvals and the bidding because they only have the code and all that other stuff. I think depending on what commissioner is an owner, I think the GM of that specific team should have all of that credit as opposed to the owner who can see everything, where the GM can't. What I mean is, when we had the DHL, I was the owner and commissioner of the Detroit Red Wings, and I was able to see absolutely everything on the website. And my GM could only see the management stuff and not, the posts from a different locker room or something stupid. I think if you
then why not just make that person the owner?
Maybe rest of this season or start of next season, where if you're an owner of a team and a commissioner,
but they're pretty much doing everything
then
that the
your
owner's
GM
supposed to do at that
does
point
all
anyway.
your owner work in regards to the bidding and the trading.
I guess. I might be a little naive, but I think that a commissioner should be somebody of moral fiber.
Yeah, but it prevents cheating, right?
You should be able to trust somebody not to cheat if they're going to be a commissioner.
What if they say, example, Dugan
I should never have to
question
question whether or not King Hockey Puck is actually doing something against the rules. Ever. I don't know. I've been the commissioner of my own fantasy football league for the last 4 years.
You just got to go with what you know. You can't prove anything.
Honestly, anytime I've appointed somebody else as a commissioner, they've cheated or broken the rules in some way, shape, or form. But I still haven't done it. What? Yeah.
And everybody.
All right, Weigel, do you have any questions?
Said there's always one that tries. Oh, look, I got extra power now. Let's try and, modify this. Ha!
What's the rule right now?
How do you think the rule should go
I
when
think
it
it should
comes
be
to
based on
people
severity of
bashing the
the
players and the owners and
infraction.
commissioners? Do you think the rules should be changed?
If an infraction is bad enough, you should be able to get off with just a warning.
I'm pretty sure the rule is you have 3 strikes.
As far as insulting a
Last time I read
commissioner
it.
means getting instantly kicked out of the league, I think that if that's the way it goes, it should apply to everyone, not just, if I happen to say King sleeps with his grandmother or something, I, instantly get blacklisted, but freaking Andrews run out of the chat box saying Dark Calypso has a 4-inch penis, lol, 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 lol. The worst he's gonna get is a slap on the wrist and please don't do that again.
I mean, how is Datsuk not past 3 strikes yet? I don't get it.
I have one last question, and then I guess Dugan, I'm sorry.
Dugan, we've already. If nobody's taken the time to read your statement, then that's on them. But here's my stance on it.
I was waiting for somebody to bring up this topic, and I was planning on making a statement about it.
That was a major infraction. Like, putting a player in that didn't play just so you can prevent yourself from being punished for overplaying games is a huge, huge mistake.
None taken, say whatever you need to. Now, you see, I actually brushed up on the rules, and because we're having an 82-game season, that means any given player playing forward can finish with 41 games played. So technically, right now, I can have 21 games played anyways, which means, obviously the stats can be changed. I can be put as my name on there, and
so what you should have done is you should have messaged the commissioner
and
mentioned
another
the fact
thing
that the player wasn't
involving
on
that
your
whole
My Stats
situation
Online
was that
instead of filling him in,
one of my
saved
players
with what
wasn't
you
on My
had,
Stats Online,
and
obviously it was 11 p.m. I had to put in stats,
and this was their stats
for both games. I had to throw on a random person.
You don't violate a rule. That I find that really hard to believe that there's nothing they could do.
Now, you see, I talked to a commissioner about it, and basically what I was told was there's nothing they can do about it, and that he has to re-sign up on the website, and there's nothing they can do. Yeah, until he re-signs back up on the website, which he's just finally doing today, but there was nothing they could do at the time. So, obviously, it was a major infraction, and I've been forewarned by King Hockey Puck and Strudel that, even the littlest slip up from here on is going to be me being blacklisted. I'm not getting 3 strikes, obviously. Just any other, even the tiniest little thing, I'm gone. And with 2 commissioners on my team, obviously I'm under the radar 24/7. Now there's nothing I'm even gonna try to pull. There's no point in trying to do anything. And I know it shouldn't. I'm just trying not to lose half my team here. I mean, we had to forfeit 3 games the night before that, and I had 3 defensemen that wanted to go. My backup Pendy requested a trade and stepped down as my manager. Brodor, my starting Tendy, stepped down as my manager. Wanted to be traded, but got talked out of it. A bunch of my forwards wanted to be traded, and I couldn't afford to have that happen again because I can't lose my whole team.
I just have something to add to that. Like, he's probably not, like, he got caught doing it, but there's probably way more people doing this. Like, you gotta think about that. He can't be the only one that does that, because that was a smart idea, but it does get you blacklisted easily. But there's gotta be more people doing it. And he can't be the only one.
Can I jump in? There is kind of, you'd have to have all the owners and actual, people, agree to it, but I think the easiest way and the best way to prevent this in the future of the SHL is have one person from every team of every game. I know, it's a long process, but one person from every team take picture stats at the end of who played and send them to, a specific website of whatever sort. I mean, yeah, you're going to have a lot of pictures, but then you can, have them dated and say, oh, well, Dugan played, but it says whatever the hell it says.
I suppose.
Something's not right here. There's proof right there. You can prevent it that way. As I said, it'll take some time, but...
The other thing I'd like to bring up is Varlamov. He had a third account, it looks like, when I looked at the blacklist. They have to change something now, because Varlamov has a third account now in this league. Like, they should step up on this.
Ban the IP address.
Smart idea.
I was actually under the impression that King Hockey Puck had everybody's IPs from when they signed up. I don't know if that was not true, but...
No, you don't have access to it when you sign up. Only when you make posts.
Alright, so...
But you can
I think that's
block
it.
the IP
So you guys
address
do your closing
after you make a
statements.
post of some sort. Because you
Weigel?
have to make one post when you sign up. So, you would just block it that way.
Stylz?
Well, same as
Yeah,
last
Snoopy.
week. Don't be stupid in the league. And, yeah.
Watch out for
Alright.
Minnesota. I think we're gonna make a comeback.
That was the
Those
Face-Off
things.
Circle. If you guys want to be a guest on the next
I'm
episode,
Dugan, and as you
send me a
know, I'm
message
a
on the
shady
website.
owner.
I will let people know
Go Pittsburgh!
around Tuesday whether or not they're going to
You
be
are a shitty owner, Dugan.
available for the next week. I'm going to try and record Friday this upcoming week. So if you're not available for Friday in the afternoon, let me know and we'll work something out. Still waiting for people to submit stuff to my email, Supreme Hockey League XBL at gmail.com. I've been waiting and waiting. Somebody send me something. Even if it's just one clip, I don't care. Send me some clips of your games. Maybe I'll even run them in the Face-Off Circle just to show off some things. What? Okay.
Send you what?
You know,
Well, send me shit.
Derek,
Send
one
me
of my
shit.
players has
Send me
actually
shit.
been recording
Send me
every
shit. Send me
single
shit.
game that we've been playing. So I could talk to him about sending that in.
I just never really.
It's 159.
I never even sent
you
anything
fuck
in. I was
yourself,
recording
Raine.
every game we played.
That's in
Okay.
I don't give a fuck, Connecticut.
Okay. What's your address? I'll take a shit and send it to you.
Okay, John. Oh.
Alright. Alright, so tune in next week. We'll go over week 5 and how it went. That was the Face-Off
Okay.
Circle. I'm out.